My favorite band is Ween, and let me explain why. First off, I'll go into the origin story of how I first experienced this band. It was a few years back, and I was scrounging through related videos on YouTube and came across a song with a hilarious title, I'm Waving My Dick in the Wind. I had to listen to it. After I listened to it, I immediately looked up the album, The Mollusk, and searched the track listing up from one of the Wikipedia pages or whatever, and then searched for the songs on YouTube. Because back then, we weren't blessed with people like Santiago Bernhardt to upload full albums for us. It was a huge pain in the ass, but I listened to the album about 6 times in full this way, and realized to myself, this is my favorite album. That night, I went and bought it on iTunes and listened to it a few more times. A few months later, I decided to experiment with the band and listened to their album, White Pepper. Probably my third favorite album by Ween, and that's not a degrading statement. Most of their music is actually really good. My favorite track on White Pepper would have to be Even If You Don't, because the directors of the music video are none other than Trey Parker and Matt Stone, the ones who made South Park and other great comedic works. I love those guys. Anyways, so after listening to that album, I kept searching more and more of their stuff, and I finally just listened to like Pure Guava in Quebec, and finally I didn't like Pure Guava and Quebec as much as some of their other albums. God Ween Satan was my favorite until well, not my absolute favorite, because The Mollusk is my favorite, but I'd say the God Ween Satan was my second favorite, and then after I heard this next one, it became like my third or fourth. The album I'm going to be talking about now is The Pod, and this album became my second favorite album of theirs, if not like one of my all-time favorite albums, and it's The Pod. The Pod is their most interesting album, in my opinion. I honestly think you have to listen to it more than once to appreciate it. If you go and listen to it in a judgmental way the first time you hear it, and try to judge it, you might get the wrong opinion about it. I love Ween because they take themselves seriously, while at the same time they can make you laugh, they can make you feel some certain emotions that a lot of bands tend to not do as well as this band can do. Like their album The Mollusk, I'll go more into it. A lot of the songs can trigger such emotions as happiness and sadness, and it's just a really diverse album, and that's why it's my favorite album by them, and that's why it's my favorite album just in general. Not one album is similar to the other, really, and the older I get, the more I appreciate them more and more for what they did for me musically. In all honesty, these guys are one of the main reasons I want to start a band. It's a shame that Ween broke up, but just because Ween might be gone, the Boognish still lives in us all.